You tuned into the right place. Welcome to the rain. Golden Cuey. H2.0. Yeah. Yeah. You're looking for a diamond, found a treasure in the rough. Tired of all the noise, cause you finally had enough. I'm here to build a movement on a mission for the nation. Dropping gems of knowledge, killing all the hesitation. We fighting for the truth, yeah, we fighting for what's right. Building unity and shining up a brand new light. It's a variety channel, but the vision's crystal clear. Pushing us all forward, conquering the doubt and fear. Welcome to the Queendom, it's 2.0 on your screen, where the content's real and smart and funny in between. This is more than just a stream, it's a platform for the change. Time to elevate the game and rearrange. If you're ready for a vibe that you can feel and trust, joining in the movement is a definite must. This ain't just another channel talking smack behind the screen. It's a spotlight for the creators, building up a better scene. Spreading radical love, that's the message in the code. Helping everybody carry up a heavy load. From social justice issues to the laughter that we need. Planting seeds of progress, watch them grow from just a seed. This is authentic, this is raw, this is everything you saw. Welcome to the battle that is truly being fought. Ooh, so come with your respect and see the real effect. Cause I protect my own right here on the throne. Don't make me envy. Unleash the dragon. Subscribe, ring that notification bell. Yeah, you don't wanna miss a thing. Welcome to the family. Yeah.
Hey y'all, what's up? It's your girl Golden. I'm back with another video, y'all. So I wanted to go ahead and do something a little bit different. Y'all know we got to do our political updates, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more of those as well. But I wanted to go ahead and do a live this evening on something, a little bit more funny and entertaining around the celebrity space, y'all. So I don't know if y'all seen or not, if you checked it out. But Mike Epps did go on Club Shay Shay, which is Shannon Sharpe's podcast or his show that he has on YouTube, y'all. And they sat down and had a conversation about a few different things. And so I wanted to just kind of play some of that for y'all and talk about it with y'all a little bit. Some of the ones that stood out most to me. Of course, when they first, started off, they had to address some of the controversy that was happening. If y'all don't remember the dynamic interview with Club Shay Shay, Shannon Sharpe, and Cat Williams, after that whole interview, there was some commentaries or whatnot that Mike Epps made, and there was a little bit of friction between him and Shannon Sharpe. But on the live, we can see they have squashed it. And they did talk about it man to man, and I think that that's very very uh what's the words I'm looking for, y'all? It's admirable, you know. That's how I think we should be as adults, whether it's to men, to females, a man and a female. You know, sometimes you just gotta talk about the things head on, you know. Open up the room for conversation, address it straight on, and you know, squash it. It don't gotta be a beef, and it don't gotta end in all of the turmoil. But we gonna get into it, okay? Now, some people are claiming, some critics are claiming that the interview was madness. Okay, I thought it was hilarious. So we're gonna go ahead and get into four different topics that was talked about. So first and foremost, it was the face off. Okay, so we I talked about this face off before. I did do a live before on one of my other channels where I talked about it. You know, where Mike Epps, you know, he took to the stage or whatnot, and he had some jokes or whatnot to make about Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe finally addressed the FU energy between him and Mike. Shannon was actually heated because Mike was making jokes about him that he felt was a little too personal. Shannon basically told him that, you know, where he's from and the era he's from, they don't play like that. And he made it clear that, you know, if you wouldn't say that to my face in person, you shouldn't say it on a stage somewhere. Because, like he said, where he's from, those kind of jokes lead to real fights. They also sat down and had a conversation about the epic segment on Club Shay Shay show when it comes to Cat Williams. And you know, you can't go on his show now without addressing the Cat Williams interview and situation. I mean, it was one of the biggest interviews of that year. But Mike responded to the massive wave of drama Cat started in his own interview. He gave us a look into the hyper competitive world of comedy and how these personal beefs between legends actually play out behind the scenes. They also had a conversation about Chris Tucker, the Chris Tucker tea. Mike dropped a bombshell about the Friday franchise. He believes to this day that Chris Tucker is still a little bit mad at him for doing next Friday. According to Mike, Chris felt they should have just left the original movie alone, but Mike kept it real. He said his family needed that opportunity and he wasn't going to turn it down. He needed that chance to take care of his people. And then he also gets into speaking with Shannon Sharpe about two big names, two legends, I guess you would say, Beyonce and Whitney Houston. Mike took a moment to get a bit more sentimental. He shared what it was really like working with icons like Beyonce and Whitney Houston. He specifically mentioned his time with Whitney on the set of Sparkle, giving us a rare human look at a legend before she passed. Rest in peace to her. It was an emotional, yet hilarious at times, very tense interview. But y'all let me know what y'all think, okay? If you haven't seen it, then I'm going to give you a couple brief videos to watch here with me this evening. And hopefully that will lead you to go watch the entire interview. It was a really great sit down and conversation between two men. And I really like how it played out. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. We're just going to play the audio. That's all I have right now. But we'll listen to their conversation. And then, per usual, we can talk about it if you want in the comment section, in the chat or whatever. Or if you want to watch on the replay or just listen from the bushes while you're doing something else, you can drop down in the comment section under the video when we're done and let me know what y'all think about this. But I thought it would just be something cute and different to do this evening, you know, to get away some of the politics stuff. I know that can get a little monotonous sometimes. And I do go very heavy on the politics, y'all. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this first conversation. So this is the opening conversation. This is Mike Epps and Shannon Sharpe addressing some of the beef and the issues that they had last year. Let's go ahead and play the audio, and we'll be right back.
down. Boy, I ain't gonna lie to you, Mike. You had me on swole, I was gonna whip you.
Okay, well, hey, you know what?
Hey, you ain't got your boys here now. You get your ass toe up.
What's up, Shannon? We ain't nothing right here between us.
You know what? I ain't gonna beat no old person.
But you know what? You know, I know you're a football player, but I ain't turning down no fades though. If we would have got in a fight, I wasn't gonna turn down the fade.
You ain't not talking about you gonna shoot me. You in the bed talking about time. You ain't want these problems.
I never said that I was gonna shoot you, bro.
What you say?
Shannon, I didn't say that I was gonna shoot you. But them little niggas, the little homies gonna probably tear your ass up. I wasn't finna fight your big ass, man.
Let me ask you this.
I seen you at the where did I see you at?
Whole Foods in Atlanta.
And you was nice as hell to me.
That's what took me by surprise.
What?
I said, hold on. I'm saying to myself, hold on. I just saw this man at Whole Foods. We exchanged them.
You hadn't did the interview with Cat. The Cat thing,
he ain't say shit about you.
Look,
I could have put you in there.
You did say my name.
Oh, Lord. I said Mike Epps was great.
You said my name. No, nigga, the way you said my name, you said it like you was trying to set me up to get him to talk about me. I watched the interview. Shannon.
This is what I said. I said Mike Epps played that. I said, can't nobody else play Day but Mike.
You might have said that, but you did say some other shit that and where I was with that at, Shannon, to be honest with you, bro, I respect your podcast. I respect you getting your money. What threw me off was I'm like, this ain't interviewing nobody but comedians.
Yes.
That's what threw me off.
Why?
Because I'm like, this is our business. And look what Cat the shit up.
So that hold on.
I can't even do this shit now. That nigga broke the record. Why am I doing this shit?
So let me ask you this. Because I did catch a lot of flack. Yeah. Let me tell you why we branched out. Because in the beginning, we did mainly athletes.
Right.
But I said I got the athlete.
And see, I had to study that to know that. At first, I thought you started off doing comedians.
I started off with athletes. Right. I said in order to, Popeyes did chicken. Yeah. But in order to get bigger, what they do? The chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
So in order for me to get a different audience, let me do celebs, let me do entertainers, let me do comedians. Right. Yes, I can get the athletes, but I need to get a different audience because that's the only way you can grow.
I get it.
I mean, if Target just sold one thing, they're not going to be Target. If Costco sold one item, they're not going to be Costco. So in order for me to grow, that's what I had to do. I didn't know I was going to have to whip a comedian in order to get even more followers, but I thought that's the way I was going to have to go.
Well, nigga, you wasn't gonna whoop me, first of all. I wasn't gonna let I know you play football and everything.
I played, I don't play no more.
You was a great ass tight end.
I appreciate that. I must
say that. You was a great tight. You wasn't as good as Mike Dicker, but you was a good tight end.
I did okay. So let me ask you this. Because a lot of comedians got upset at me.
Yeah.
Because I think what Cat did was peel a scab back that outside the comedic world nobody knew about. Didn't nobody know that there was this hostility or this butting of heads between comedians because it was never talked about.
Right.
And so what Cat did is that Cat lifted the veil and like, oh, this one don't like that one and that one don't like this one and I don't like him and he don't like that.
Yeah.
And so everybody got mad at me. Yeah. I was like, bro, I mean, I don't know what y'all want me to do.
Yeah. I understand that. I mean, the thing of it is that us as comedians, we all, every last person that Cat talked about, everybody that I talk about, we all worked hard as to get here.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess each one gets money the way they get money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Get it how you get it.
Yeah, and that's what everybody has to respect. But like I said, it just felt like it was like the interview was set up to gear towards attacking. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's what you realize the first 45 minutes, I didn't ask a question.
Yeah, I understand that.
So
yeah, that was it. But that's what I'm saying. See, that's just like me right now. Right. I could tell a million stories about.
I just need like 3 or 4.
You need 3 or 4.
Well, before we go to let's get a total
here. You want to talk about it? I'm ready to go now.
Check this out.
I'm ready to go.
This is my cognac.
Who's the motherfucker you want to talk about right now?
This is Shea by Laporte. It's a VSOP cognac. I know you like cognac. I know you do. This is the best cognac you're going to ever put to your lips.
You ain't put no P. Diddy in there.
Man, go there, you go back down.
You have it over here in the morning.
Hey, bro, you've been in this thing 3 decades, bro.
Damn, that's pretty smooth. It ain't, yeah, I thought.
Yeah, you thought it was going to burn. I know, yeah, see?
That's pretty smooth. Yeah, I've been in the business 30 years, man.
But you know what? When you and I had a conversation, we talked on the phone. And I just thought it was very important. I want to hear why you thought it was very important for you and I to have a conversation.
Yeah.
To settle our differences, be it agree or disagree, we can agree to disagree. But I felt that we need to have a conversation. And I'm going to tell you what, I was going to tell you my things from my point of view. I wanted you to hear from your point of view. Right. And I didn't anticipate you showing up at Country Kitchen. Sid set that up because she knew I was coming. And the next thing I know, I'm sitting down there and Jordan, he's a boss there, Mike Epps. So now I'm like, okay, I ain't ate too much. I can tussle for
nigga, that was my hometown. You was talking shit to me on the way to my hometown. And then you got to the Country Kitchen. When you got to the airport, said Shannon Sharpe here at the airport. I said, oh shit, Shannon Sharpe at the hotel at the airport.
I talked to a man, Turf, and talked to him.
Your ass was coming there anyway.
I was coaching the All-Star game.
Yeah, you was coming there anyway. Yeah. But that was the thing, Shannon. It was one of the most important things that came out of that is we got a chance to show these little youngsters out here that guess what? It ain't always got to end in no violence.
It doesn't.
Or fighting each other
Correct.
And putting our hands on each other. Because at the end of the day, we still all black men.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? We still all examples in front of
millions.
That's just like whatever Cat said. It wasn't that bad.
Right.
It was like roasting them.
Yeah.
He just got up here and roasted everybody. Nigga, I can take my jacket off too. Just in case. Shit.
All right, we up here in white tees.
Think you're gonna try to just in case you get upset, nigga.
But no, I think the thing was for me,
right,
is that everything that you said that I wanted to show. Look, we disagree, but just because we disagree, that doesn't mean we have to fight. We have to get out here because at the end of the day, ain't no other group doing that but us.
You're right.
Man, ain't nobody doing that but us.
You're right.
I mean, ain't nobody fighting Joe Rogan.
No.
Ain't nobody fighting Theo Vaughn.
No.
Ain't nobody fighting Andrew Schultz. And there might be people that say things that they disagree with. But
That's
we're
right.
the only ones that feel like I got to show you how much macho, how big and bad I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you.
Yeah.
We ain't got to do that, bro. Let's go ahead and get this money.
But that's where we come from. You know, the neighborhoods and stuff
Yes.
that we grew up in, man. You know, I'm pretty sure you had a bully. I had a bully. Everybody had a bully when we were kids. And we grew up in neighborhoods fighting, man. That's what black kids did.
Yeah.
We grew up fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And, hey, man,
All right, y'all. So I hope y'all are liking part of this conversation so far. When I listened to this, I was like, this is exactly what we need. Like, these type of conversations need to be had and heard, especially when it comes to our community. When I say our community, in this moment, in this time, I am talking about the Black community, because it is true that when it comes to us dealing with each other, we do each other the worst. We do. Whether it's to women, to men, a man and a woman, it doesn't matter, right? Like, it ends up a lot of times in altercations and fights. Sometimes people end up unalive, But I love to see them sit down and have this conversation as two grown Black men that are setting an example that if there is an issue, right, if you have some type of confrontation, it doesn't have to end badly. It doesn't have to get totally embarrassing, or you go viral on the internet, fussing and fighting with each other and scrapping in the streets. You can actually sit down and talk it out, I think that shows us a lot. It does. And I love the fact that Shannon Sharpe and Mike Epps sat down and had this conversation and actually, show people an example of two men that, maybe, some things and stuff was said or some things and stuff was did that each one didn't really care for. but they didn't take it to the streets to scrap. They didn't take it to weapons. They took it to a podcast to have a conversation for many of people to see, where it was a lot of comedy, it was a lot of love, it was a lot of camaraderie. This is how we can end things. This is how we can find solutions to problems. Conflict resolution is something that I think we need to practice more, and we need to get better with doing. And not just us as adults, but we got these little young babies coming up looking at us, how we move, how we operate, what examples we're setting for them. And so, especially when you have such big platforms and you're such famous people like Mike Epps is and Shannon Sharpe is, this is an excellent way for two Black men to sit down and really, settle their differences. So I really enjoyed it, listening to this entire podcast. But this part right here for me, I thought was excellent to show. Excellent to show on the platform. If you're going to do 1 million views or get 1 million plus views, show the people that we don't have to fight each other. We don't have to tear each other down. We don't have to hurt and harm each other just because we disagree or we get into some type of disagreement. Anyway, let's keep going, y'all.
Fortunately, that's what it is. But and like you said, as adults, we have to make sure that we
past that stage now.
That's right.
So, but I'm glad that we got an opportunity. But do you feel it's an obligation? Because everybody refer to me as they call you the OG. Yeah. Do you feel like we have an obligation to our community to show that there's a better way outside of violence to handle the difference?
We do. We all are responsible for the youngsters out here because they watching us.
Yes.
And if you are somebody that the kids are watching, whatever you do, they're gonna do it.
Yep.
And sometimes you can't even see your influence. You're doing some shit you don't even know somebody's copying you.
Nope.
So we are responsible for that. And that's the hardest part about coming from where we come from, is that a lot of us don't want to take the responsibility because we so used to being
I'm who I am.
Yeah, I'm who I am.
Yeah.
No matter what. Hey, now you gray and you old doing the shit and you look stupid as
right.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, think about everything you see these NFL players do. When they start doing all this stuff like this, what the college kids do, what the high school kids do.
They start doing it.
Steph Curry hit a 3 and do this right here. What they doing in college?
Yeah.
So if you are influential, whether you choose to be or not, and I think you should take responsibility because all the positive that comes along with it, you're so accepting of it. The money, the fame, the attention, the adulation that comes along with it.
Right.
So I think we do have an obligation, Mike, to like put our best foot forward.
We do.
To make sure that the ones that are watching us say, you know what, man, Sharpe and Mike had a disagreement. But I like the way they settled that, man. I like they got together and they say, you know what, man, I understand. I might not agree with what you said or how you said it, but I understand you being a comedian, you said it. Bro, let's dap this thing up. Let's move on.
Yeah, because it's enough. It's cold, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They got this motherfucker on jail, on hospital with this motherfucker, man. Because it is enough situations out there to show that or where it couldn't come to an agreement. And it's enough, like you said, it's enough doing that.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it.
Right. Now listen, if you love comedy, if you love the culture, and you love to laugh until it hurts, you need to pay attention to this. The biggest, funniest comedy tour of 2026 is pulling up to a city near you with We Them Ones Comedy Tour. 35 cities, 35 stops, and headlining the Miller, Chico Bean, and more, all hosted.
All right, y'all. So let me just go ahead and show y'all real quick this flyer for the comedy tour that is going to be happening soon. If anybody is into comedy, like I am into comedy, and if you got the funds, try to go. See if you can get you some tickets. They got Mike Epps, DC Young Fly, Mojo Brooks, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, Tony Roberts, TK Kirkland, Jess Nish, Nav Green, J-Ski, and Fab Monroe. The lineup, varies per city, of course. But if you like any of those comedians, y'all, and if you like comedy, go ahead and check them out. Anyway, let's keep going, y'all. They about to get into the rest of the conversation. I just thought that would be great to promote here, so you guys can know what is going on, where the comedy tours is going to be. Check out the website. And if you head over to Shannon Sharpe's podcast, I believe he does have that up on his podcast, the links and whatnot that you can use to get to purchase tickets for the show. But y'all, I love me some Mike Epps. Trust me, I love me some Mike Epps. I think he is hilarious. And if you guys have not checked out season 5 of The Upshaws, y'all really should. It's really, really good. The entire show is good. Every single season is good. But the newest season that's available right now on Netflix is season 5. I've already binge watched it with my popcorn and my Pepsi. And I really enjoyed it. A lot of heavy hitters on that show. Wanda Sykes and one of our favorites, y'all. We gotta talk about Tootie, right? From the Facts of Life. Y'all know who that I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get back into the audio, y'all. I ain't gonna talk too much. Here we go.
By Tony T. Roberts. This isn't just a comedy show. This is for the culture. This is one you don't want to miss. So do yourself a favor, grab your tickets right now at bmnshows.com. Mike Epps, We Them Ones Comedy Tour. Get your tickets now at bmnshows.com. Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party, because we like to do something before do something.
All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into the next video. And like I said, these are just little clips or whatnot from the entire live. I'm not going to play the entire live, but I wanted to play some of, the clips or whatnot, or the parts that I thought were, really great talking points and conversations within the entire interview and conversation. But the whole interview was great. So y'all head over to Club Shay Shay and please check out this interview with Mike Epps and Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. But anyway, so the next one we'll be getting into is, a little bit of conversation that Mike Epps is going to have with Shannon Sharpe about the Cat Williams interview that he did that broke the internet, child. It really, really did. So he's going to have a conversation with him about that and some things, inside information on how things work and go down in the comedy sector that I guess a lot of us may or may not know. I guess in each sector and in each profession, there's this own set of, beef and rivalry, all of those type of things. And so Mike Epps is going to go ahead and give his point of view when it comes to that. Let's go ahead and get into it.
When Cat came, people man, you said, I say, first of all, when someone comes sit down, I'll always ask them, is there anything you don't feel like you don't want to talk about? Because if you're sitting in that chair, which you're sitting in, I believe you have enough of a career that I can talk to you over your career about something that's not your most salacious or something that you don't want to talk about. I believe you have enough of a career that we can talk about, exclude that, and still get the best Mike Epps. That's right. So when he came, I had no idea what he was going to talk about, but that's his story. Like, Mike, if you tell me your story, and I'm like, Mike, that didn't happen. That is your story. You telling me your story. I wasn't there. That's right. So I can't. It's like, man, you should have said no. Stop what? I don't know his relationship.
Well, you know what I think? Because I met Cat Williams a long time ago. We did a thing called, it was a comedy competition in the Bay Area. It's called the Bay Area Comedy Competition. And Cat was cool as a nice and a motherfucker. His name was Cat in the Hat.
Yes.
And Cat, when it was time to do next Friday, Ice Cube asked me, man, you know him? I said, hell yeah, that's Cat in the Hat from Oakland. Because I thought he was from Oakland. Right. Because he's always like a Bay Area dude to me. I said, hell yeah, that's Cat. He said, man, he funny. He put him on Friday After Next.
Right.
So
you knew him prior to Friday After Next?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
From like I said, the Bay Area Comedy. I thought he was from Oakland. And then he did the Bay Area Comedy Competition, and I knew him from there. but he was always a cool, calm, funny dude to me. I never seen all of the crazy shit that happened. But I can honestly say this right here. I really think that coming up in this business when you're young as a comic, you could probably relate to it in sports. I think you do get brushed by older guys the wrong way. I done been brushed by a couple of them, but I don't say nothing about it because I understand what this is. It's a sport and it's camaraderie. And when you first come in the game, when you first come in the locker room, just talking shit.
Really?
I mean, in anything.
Yeah.
I think when you're coming into prison, gonna try you. You go in the locker room of a sports joint. You know that.
Right.
Am I lying?
They're not trying. A lot of, especially if you play, it's because it's like, okay, I might take somebody under my wing, but am I really trying to take somebody under my wing that's really trying to take my job, take food off my table?
Hell no.
So
you're gonna be away with them, and I think that's what happened to Cat.
Right.
Crossed him a couple times. Steve Harvey. All of the motherfuckers crossed him some kind of way.
Right.
But it happens in the game because I'm an older comic now, and I run into all kind of young. That sometimes I run into little young comics, and I be looking at them like, you need to get a job. Straight the up. Now you gonna have to prove to me later on.
Right.
If I see you again and you hot, I'm gonna say, shit, this little end up turning into something.
Right.
But I know that can happen, and I'm pretty sure that happened to Cat.
Right.
Because it happened to me.
Right.
With some of the same that he was talking about.
Damn.
But I never took it the way that Cat took it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The only that I took that from when me and Kevin Hart had a little problem is Kevin was a dude that came right up under me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And he blew up and he got famous and he got rich. And they were no longer talking about Mike Epps. But before Kevin came along, they was talking, I had this shit locked down.
Right.
I did. I was out on the road, but I didn't know that other part of the business, which was business.
Business.
You know, I got in show business, and all I was good at was the show part of it. Because I didn't grow up under business. And all I could speak for was really my work, which in later on in life, that shit ended up helping me because I did good work. And I didn't get the big accolades, but I did good work. But Kevin Hart knew how to do that show and that business. So he was able to get in there, and then I had to end up learning from him.
Damn.
That's how that shit worked.
Yeah.
The old learn from the new learn from the old. And I didn't understand that. So I took it to heart. You know, I took that shit to heart. I was looking at him like, shit, this is a little dude that came up under me that opened up for me. That sometimes I put money in his pocket. And he don't remember, but a couple times I've seen him and he kind of brushed me the wrong way. And see, people do that shit sometimes, especially if you get some success. Sometimes if you get some success and you hot and a person see you and you don't respond to them or act a certain way with them, especially if they are OG to you, they'll take that shit to heart and all. This motherfucker think he better than me. You know, that's how that shit ended up happening. And I told him that when I seen him, I said, you know what? You actually end up putting fire under me. That's what it ended up actually doing. It put fire under me because at the time, man, I was settled in whatever the I was settled in. I needed some young to come along that was hot and the people was loving them and looking at me like, what you gonna do? You know? That shit hurt, but at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, you know what? I know what I got to do. I got to stick it to them. So I just went back to my regular roots, to who I really was and how I started comedy, you know. And that shit helped me, propelled me to keep going and stop looking at the new, stop looking at the old, and just focus on what you got. Because only one Mike Epps. Ain't gonna be no other Mike Epps. Only one Mike Epps. Go do Mike Epps, and you're gonna get whatever you get from that. And once I focused in on that, I was able to breathe and I'd be free and not look at the young coming up or the old.
I was going to ask you because you were on the Friday After Next with Ricky Smiley.
Right.
I had Ricky Smiley on the show and it was great. Ricky was unbelievable. He's one of my favorite guests.
Right.
He divulged some information that I didn't know. Right. He said that he was originally cast to play Money Mike. Cat asked me, say, why? I said, Cat, how am I supposed to know? I wasn't on the set. I got to take, if you were to say, you know what, Sharpe.
That's not true.
Check this out. If you were to say Sharpe,
yeah,
I was originally scheduled to play Damon.
Yeah.
I got to believe that because you were there. How would I know that's not true? So I said, Cat, how would I know that's not true? So when we released the episode,
yeah,
and we had that clip that Ricky said that he was originally scheduled to do Money Mike, Cat responded up under it. Mm-hmm. I didn't think he said anything bad. I didn't know that wasn't true.
I don't think that was true. I think that knowing Ice Cube and watching how he works, because I done worked with him a many a times, and he is involved in the casting.
Yes.
I think Ice Cube might have, vaguely told, because that's how Ice Cube is. He might tell a nigga, go read these 2 parts. Mm-hmm. I want you to read for this one and read for that one. Right. I don't know if that's what happened.
Right.
But it's something along the lines of that.
Right.
Where Ricky could have thought that. Mm-hmm. But Money Mike was originally
but like I'm saying, so if you look at it,
yeah,
I don't think
Ricky liked the part he played.
Because he had the bandana on, you couldn't see it.
Yeah, and he said that me and Ice Cube was really hitting him hard with the tree. You know when we found him, and that nigga kept saying, "Man, y'all hit me hard with the tree." And Ice Cube was like, "What's up with this dude?" I said, "I don't know." I said, "I'm not hitting him hard with the tree."
You were framing. You were framing him,
man.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, hey, Mike, you were framing on him, man.
I wasn't hitting that nigga with that tree. Ice Cube slammed the tree on that nigga, and when he slammed it on him, Ricky got up and said, "Okay, that's it. No more of the tree slamming on it."
Man, I can see now you went overboard with it.
Man, I swear, I wasn't the one hit. Yeah, I was hitting him with the tree.
You was hitting.
But I really wasn't trying to hit him with the. I mean, sometimes when in acting, I think Ice Cube might have told me, "Go ahead and hit the nigga." No, he didn't tell him that. Oh, that nigga Ricky go mad. I knew the did that on purpose.
Yeah, and so that was the situation. I didn't know. I was like, well, damn. I remember thinking, I said, CJ, man, he revealed that he was supposed to be Money Mike. I said, people gonna really love this because he get. So I didn't know.
But can you see Ricky as Money Mike?
No,
right.
It's hard to see because when you we've all seen somebody was originally supposed to play this part, or somebody was supposed to originally sing this song.
Yeah,
and after you hear that person sing the song, like. I know you can sing, but I don't think you would have did it like this person did it.
Yeah.
So no, I can't see him. I think Ricky played the role of the Santa Claus, and he played it amazing.
Yeah.
That klepto Santa Claus.
Do you think Gonzalez should be sitting where you at right now instead of you?
I don't know if that's his call. No. But
I just said that. No. I was just fucking with you.
But if you look at the tight ends, look at all the tight ends. Me, Jason Witten, Gates, Gonzo, all the guys.
No, you took that shit to the next level though. You made it where you was the first tight end that was catching it.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, you know what it is, Mike?
You said it all.
When people come sit across from me, within the first 5 to 10 minutes, they look at me and they say, "This man ain't judging me." Mm-hmm. Whatever I've done or haven't done, I don't look at somebody with judgmental eyes, and so they're willing to open up to me because I don't have any judgment.
That's good.
And I think that's the thing that people love about me. You got them drunk or I didn't lead nobody. I don't make nobody say anything. So the question.
They just want to you like a detective. You make tell on themselves. Like on First 48, the nigga just sit there and just tell the nigga all that shit. That's because most of these need a daddy. You look like a daddy to some of these.
But let me ask
you don't look like no daddy to me. You look like a big old.
You older than me, Mike.
I ain't older than you. How old are you, Shannon?
57.
How the f is my older than you? I'm 55. Do I look older than you?
Kinda.
Hell no. Stop cutting your face like a white man and let the beard grow on your shit. See how old your old Southern.
I ain't never had no facial hair, man, because I ain't never had no beard.
That shit won't grow.
It'll grow. Yeah. But I shave every day.
That shit won't grow.
I shave every day. No, I ain't got no splotchy. That ain't patchy. I ain't got to do no filling. No,
You gotta walk around like a white man. All your shit shaved like that.
Record, edit, and share your content all in one place with Riverside. One touch recording.
And so, but I think the thing is, when Cat came on, though, everybody that Cat was really talking about had already been on the show.
Yeah.
Ricky, Said, Steve.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what Said, I asked Said, I said, Rick, Cat said, you stole one of his jokes. Said, well, Shannon, if you take the timeline, it don't add up. He was talking about, I think he said about a spaceship and so forth and so on. So here come Cat again. I was like, Cat, I don't know, but I ain't heard that joke. You know joke. You in the comedy club. Yeah. So you know people joke.
Yeah, but you know what? Just looking at what he was doing, the went and turned the check into it. Went out on the road.
Yeah.
And went out there and people came to see him off of what he said on this show.
Yeah.
That was his hustle.
So that's what it was.
Yeah, and them niggas should have came back on here and roasted his ass right back. They said all kind of shit, but you know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. I don't think they them type of dudes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he should have came on here and roasted them back.
You mentioned that you knew you had known Cat from the Bay Area. So when you saw him on Friday After Next, were you surprised at how well he played that role?
No, man. You got guys like me and Cat, certain guys in the business. You know, we come from we can reach back and grab certain things that, first of all, me and him from the Midwest. He from Cincinnati, I'm from Indiana. And you know, we coming from a different perspective when it comes to acting and performing. But I wasn't surprised because I knew, you know, Cat been around some shit. He done seen some shit. So, you know, when it come down to this acting thing and this comedy thing, if you don't have that background and that history, it's gonna show up in your work. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna limit you on your jokes. It's gonna limit you on your creativity. So, no, that was a perfect role for Cat. And like I said, Cat is a great actor.
Right.
You know, like myself. But you know, personally, everybody has their own personal shit. And that's where it get a little rough for all of us as comedians, man. We are some crazy motherfucking comedians. I tell everybody, man, we like, it's dark, you know, and I had to, and just as a comedian, man, people don't understand the sacrifice for making laugh in your personal life. It's like you give up a lot.
There's a lot of times that you're sad that you're making other people laugh, but you're really sad in your own personal life.
All the time. That's one of the hardest things about being a comedian. And they call it a tears of a clown. You know, because it's the real sacrifice of making someone laugh is that you gotta be sad to make me laugh. You can't be happy and make me laugh.
Right.
And if I see something that you're happy, it's kind of made up, you know, because we come from dark places, man, to make people. I know I'm standing up here telling motherfuckers my whole personal life, and they dying laughing.
Right.
And I gotta go to a therapist and tell the bitch the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And she gotta make it make sense for me before I go make them up. Laugh about it.
So you got 2 therapy sessions, one what you're getting paid for and the other you're paying for.
Come on. 2 therapy sessions. One I'm paying for and the other one I gotta, don't laugh. This is real.
But you know what? But I had Miss Pat on, and Miss Pat said, although a lot of comedians do come from a dark, everybody doesn't have that same type of a past.
They don't. Everybody don't have the same past. I got a dark past. You know what I'm saying? My past is dark. I come from dark shit. Family, personal life, all of that shit. So, you know, I consider myself a hero every day because of the shit that I escaped.
What you've overcome, huh?
Hell yeah. That I know that I ain't even supposed to be sitting here, period. Supposed to be dead, in jail, strung out on dope, fail at this shit, you know. But I guess God had a better plan for me, you know, and I think that's because He knew I'm gonna do the right thing with my shit now that I'm at this age. I use my power to do the right shit. You know.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know.
All right, y'all. So that was the second segment that I wanted to play for you guys. Now the next one we're gonna get into is going to be Mike Epps, and he'll be talking a little bit about, you know, Chris Tucker. I guess there was some issues or whatnot, some animosity between the two of them because of the movie next Friday. And so y'all will hear, you know, just exactly what went down and what's, you know, Mike's take on it. But I believe what he just said couldn't be further from true. Like, you know, I'm not no comedian or anything like that, but I do understand in this world and in this life, sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying, right? When you go through things and things happen to you, sometimes you turn those things into comedy and you laugh at them so you don't find yourself crying every day. And so I do think that that is a true thing. Like when it comes to a lot of comedians, and probably the best ones or the most funniest ones probably got a lot of dark stuff in their past and things that they've experienced and been through, and they pull from that and they incorporate that into their comedy and their sets. Any of the greats that you watch as a comedian, they always have a moment where they tell you, like, look, this is their experience. This is what they went through in their past. This is what they went through growing up. You know, they typically have a story. And it's not to say it's just comedians. Everybody has a story. Everybody goes through something, you know, at some point in time in life, whether it's early on or through their whole life or maybe later in life. But I have noticed that to be true. A lot of the most funniest comedians do have very dark truths and realness and experiences that they've been through in their life. But anyway, moving on, let's go ahead and get into this video and let's hear what Mike Epps has to say about the movie next Friday and, you know, some situations, I guess, that weren't so great with Chris Tucker. So let's go ahead and play that and we'll be right back. And then after we play that video, we're going to take a quick song break and then we'll get into the longer video, which is the last one, which Mike Epps speaks on, working with Beyonce and Whitney Houston. So give me just a sec, y'all. I'm going to get this one pulled up for y'all. We'll play that. Hold on. StreamYard is moving slow again today, y'all, so excuse me. All right, I got that. Now, let me get it up on the screen so y'all can see it. Give me just a second. Well, not necessarily see it, but hear it. Anyway, so yeah. Let's hear some of this story about next Friday. The movie with Chris Tucker was in. Of course, Ice Cube was in. And Mike Epps was in. Let's hear what was going on, child. The real behind the scenes tea. Let's get into it.
You ever met Q?
Yeah.
So how did he get the call? Okay, obviously the first Friday was Chris Tucker. Yeah. So now Tuck's not coming back, so he's gonna have to move this franchise in a different direction.
Yeah.
So Smokey was his homeboy. Now he need another homeboy. Day. That's gonna be obviously probably 300-400 people read for that part.
Yeah.
You get the part. So what is Q when Q tells you to come in and you read for the part? Did he tell you anything? So how did you create this character, Day?
Well, at the time that the first movie that I did when I got to LA was 3 Strikes. It was a movie called 3 Strikes with DJ Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
I met Pooh. He said, "Damn, boy, I wish I would have used you as the main role," even though my man Brian Hooks did a great job. He said, "Damn, boy, I would have used you as great." I said, "I know, man." So I did a small part in that movie. But my manager, who's still my manager, his name is Niles Kirshner. When I first moved to LA, and this is some funny shit. When I lived in New York, Red Grant.
Yeah.
Your partner.
Yeah.
Red Grant,
together state.
yes, Red Grant used to come to New York and sleep on my floor.
Damn.
When I moved to LA, I rode a bus from New York to LA.
So that probably take you a week.
7 days, yeah. It took me 7 days.
Cause they stopped everywhere.
You did it before?
It took me like 6.5 hours to get from Glenville to Columbia, South Carolina.
That's crazy, right?
I said, God.
Yeah, they stop everywhere.
Yeah.
So I took the bus out there, man, and Red Grant said, man, I got an apartment over here off of Venice, man. You can come stay on my floor. I said, come on, Red, I'm gonna stay on your floor. I'm sleeping on Red's floor, man, and I had a little partner, man, named Lil Marcus, Baby Looney. He was a straight gang member, but he was so nice to me and cool. I never seen that part
of it.
They said he was a straight hitter, right? He was telling people he was my manager, so he take me up there to the comedy club. We at the comedy club. My man Niles, who's my manager now, he was a manager at Jamie Foxx's management company.
Okay.
Which was Marcus King and his wife, and that's who I was signed with. Niles went to school with Matt Alvarez, who was the producer of Next Friday.
Okay.
He said, man, we got to get Mike up here to do an audition. I went up there, audition, and when I came off the stage, man, my man Baby Looney said, Mike, Ice Cube want to holler at you. And when I turned around, man, I seen Ice Cube and John Singleton standing there, and I almost peed on myself. I said, damn. And he said, can you act? I said, hell yeah. And he started putting me on the auditions. I start auditioning for it. Every time I show up, I see a lot of comedians audition for it. Now, don't forget, everybody's trying to audition for this role that Chris Tucker didn't want to do no more.
Right.
Which was Next Friday.
Correct.
I mean, was the first Friday. So this role was really hot in Hollywood. And I'm performing and auditioning. A bunch of comedians that I know was auditioning for it. Every time I audition for Ice Cube, when I'm done, he look at me and go like this. So I'm like, okay, I got this. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, I got this. Make a long story short, unfortunately, my little homie that was bringing me to the auditions, man, little Baby Looney, he got killed. Got murdered up on Sunset, man. I'm talking about beautiful young brother, man, but was in the streets, wasn't no joke. Good little guy, right? Gets killed. The day that I went to his funeral, I left his funeral and took my funeral clothes off and put my regular clothes on and went in that audition and got that role, man. And that day that I pulled up, I seen Marlon Wayans, all kind of. I was like, oh, I thought I had it, because he kept looking at me going like this.
You're doing good.
Man, I pull up, I see all kind of out there with the process. Oh, I ain't gonna get this shit. Man, I went in there and got that role. When I seen his wife, Miss Jackson, laughing, I said, oh, man, I think I got this role, man. Right. You know, and I got that role. I called my mom. I said, what you want? She said, buy me a washer and dryer. I said, I'm going to buy you a house. She said, no, you're going to put my Social Security up. Because I get $700 a month. You know, I get $700 a month. You going to put my Social Security.
Hey, but you ain't been messing with that Social Security.
No, $700 a month. I don't give a fuck what you do.
What is it about Cube that he loves comedians? Chris Tucker, he had John Witherspoon, he had DC Curry, he had Bernie Mac. He had all those guys. He had AJ John, Jamie Foxx. What is it about Cube
with comedians
and comedians in his movies? I don't think Cube has ever really been in a movie. Obviously, you know, the XXX stuff.
No, he did. Yeah, he did a few. But I get what you're saying.
Johnson Family Vacation and all that other stuff.
Let me say this about Cube. As long as I've been a fan of Ice Cube since 1989
NWA.
NWA. He's always had, if you listen to his music, always had a comedic sense to his music. Mm-hmm. Once Upon a Time in the Projects, you know, I mean, on and on and on. And I think that he's a comedian in his own right, you know, so he knows how to work with comedians. He knows how to be the straight man. He knows how to be that guy that'll play off of you and let you get your shit off.
Yeah.
Like he did for me and Cat and all the rest of us. everybody the Cube touch on the comedic side, gold. Now, on the other hand, you have to have it to bring it too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I tell people all the time, man, Cube put me on. I put the movie on too.
Mm-hmm.
I made that character.
You did
the franchise of a movie too.
Right.
You know, so it takes both moving parts to make the shit work.
Yeah, I mean, now that I think about it and you look at all the comedians that you say, there are a lot of comedians, obviously, that were reading for the part.
Yeah.
I don't know if they could have played Day Day like you.
No. Because that's how Cube wrote it. And unfortunately, it would fitted me, because if he would have wrote the character different,
yeah,
might have been a different story. Wow. So, you know, he's a genius when it comes to that.
What's some of the best advice Cube has given you?
You know, Cube always used to tell me, it's a marathon. That was one of the things that stuck to me. He said, man, this is not a race. This is a marathon. Because I think he caught on when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this dude want it now.
Right.
This dude want to make it now. This dude.
You do realize that a marathon is a race. You meant to say this is a sprint.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. This nigga here. I knew you was gonna get me on here to do a Sesame Street thing with a nigga, man. Hey, look, the man said, take your time, do it right, so that you could be here for a long time.
Right.
And I took that advice, you know. And to this day, I think Chris Tucker is mad at me because I did the next Friday. To this day, I said that's.
But how is he mad at you? He didn't. Okay, the reports are that he didn't want to do cursing and he didn't want to be smoking weed.
Well, I heard through the grapevine, he said they should have left it alone. That they it up by keep doing it.
It's too much money to be made.
Well, you know,
you can say that same thing about The Godfather. They should have left it alone, but they had 2 and 3.
That was it. He did such a great job.
He did.
I can see him saying that.
But I don't think anybody. But
nigga, my mama needed to wash it dry.
But I think
what was I supposed to do,
Mike? I think the thing is, I love the way what Cube, the pivot he did.
Yeah.
Nobody could have played Smokey.
Nobody could play Smokey.
He had to do a whole different character, a whole different way of doing it.
Nobody could have played it. And see, that's what I thought I was about to come and play Smokey.
Mm-hmm.
But I fooled him. Set. And they say action. And when they said cut, I'm not bullshitting. John Witherspoon was sitting there looking at me like this.
Is private student loan debt wrecking your life? You really need to talk to Y-Refi. Y-Refi refinances distressed or defaulted private student loans that others won't touch. They'll provide you with a custom loan payment based on your ability to pay. Y-Refi is not a debt settlement company, and they work with each client individually, tailoring each loan to each borrower.
And the set was silent. It was quiet. Because they was waiting on me to bring it. They like, nigga, you better bring this shit. And I was nervous. I went up here and told Cube. I said, man, they ain't laughing. You know what Cube said? It ain't time for them to laugh. I said, okay. He said, I'll let you know when it's time to go there.
Yeah.
Go there. And by the time it was time for me to go there, and I came down the stairs and said, why y'all let the fat jump on me? It was over with. They was laughing. I said, I'm gone now. You know, and that, you know, so that was pretty much the layout, Shannon, you know.
But you know, as great as Cube has been to a lot of people complain about the pay.
Yeah.
That Cube don't pay his actors and Cube don't do this. After all that what that man has done, we got to get a man his flowers, because he's put so many people on. Neil Long was in the movie. And
see, his pay is different. And if you want to ask somebody, if you want to compare to what somebody gave you for one movie, and it was your breakout movie or your first movie, you ain't in no $300 million budget movie. You ain't in that yet. And so I hear people talk about he don't pay a lot, but everybody that did his movie took off and went and got paid.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. I know what you're saying.
I didn't get paid. I got a decent pay.
Yeah.
But the money that I made from being in the movie was
now your stand up. Now you hotter in your stand up.
Now I'm hotter in my stand up.
Now instead of doing, not that there's anything wrong with a 200 seat. Now you're doing 500. Now you're doing 1,000. Now you're doing 2,500.
Yeah.
They come to they put it in the mug.
Now you're getting your money. And see, they got to look at it. You have to in this business here as an actor, as a comedian. When you first starting off, because everybody got to start somewhere, you have to plant a seed.
Yes, for the flower to grow.
You're not going to get an instant. Well, some of these dudes is getting instant flowers, but the flower pot gonna pop in a minute. It's gonna break. And your ass gonna melt down back into the soil because it ain't a seed. It was sitting in a pot.
There is a report. That there is a last Friday.
It's the last Friday. I just sat with me, Ice Cube, Aaron McGruder, and DJ Pooh just sat in a room and we've been writing it.
Right.
So it's gonna be off the hook.
So what can we expect? The 27, 28?
Hopefully 26. Hopefully we'll come out.
26?
Yeah, probably 27.
Yeah.
Damn, how you know this shit more than me?
So I mean, is it bittersweet? Because you've been at this thing, it's 2 decades that you've been at the Friday franchise and knowing that it's coming to an end.
Well, it might not come to an end. We thought the second one was the last one. We thought the third one was the last one. But Ice Cube has the ability to keep creating. That gonna squeeze the juice out of this.
Yeah.
That motherfucker ain't gonna have no juice left in it.
And Friday after next, man, how did you come up with that? You cussed them old ladies out. Them ladies come out there with the pamphlet and you say y'all selling in the name out here, selling in the name of the Lord.
That's the thing about film and knowing somebody's gonna do something, you know what the reaction is. But if you don't know what I'm gonna say, when I walk up to you, it's gonna throw you off. I got a real response out of them ladies.
Yeah.
It really shocked them.
Yeah.
But them as knowing that they in a movie they couldn't break. So they just went on with it.
Yeah.
That shit was real. They didn't know what I was gonna say. I just walked up to them and said, "Why y'all using God to sell pussy on that lady?" Old lady said, "Oh my," that's how she was looking. But they just kept going.
Right.
They kept, they stayed in it, man.
So how much freedom does Cube give you to ad lib?
Oh man, that's what he do. I remember I went in the script. I mean, I was sitting in the trailer with him, and he just took the script out my hand and threw the mother. I said, "What the fuck?" He said, "Come on, let's go." But the script is the guideline,
right? And
we have to say certain words to lead us to the next scene.
Okay.
So it's certain shit that has to be said, and it's certain shit that he's like, "Okay, this scene right here, do what you want. Go ahead in there and and if he had to pull me back, he'll pull me back."
This is how we grew our podcast to over 10,000 listeners without spending hours editing each week. First, look up Riverside, then
should we expect some up-and-coming comedians in the last Friday?
Yeah. I mean, like I tell all the comedians, a lot of people have been hollering at me about that movie. I said, Cube he gonna make you audition.
He ain't just handing out no part. Because sometimes, like, Leo ain't got to read for no part. Denzel ain't reading for no part. Samuel Jackson not reading for no part.
No.
There's some people that are not reading for a part.
They're not reading for a part.
You gonna read for this part. Even though
not me. I'm part of the franchise. Right. But these new guys,
yes,
I'm pretty sure I respect him for doing that, because the only way you'll see it is if you see it. Like, I can guess all the way and try to pair a person up with a character in a script, but to see it is to believe it, So I agree with that.
Right. Do you think Chris Tucker has regrets about not returning to Friday, seeing how successful that it was? Because in the beginning they said, well, he wanted this much money, and then you heard other people say, well, it was about his religion, and he didn't want to smoke weed, he didn't want to do all that cursing, he didn't want to do all that drinking. But then I guess, when what was that movie that he got with Jackie Chan? I mean, they came along and it's like, well,
he was the perfect example of he might have been the that first started off saying the Cube didn't pay.
Right.
Because I remember he had a joke that said, "Man, that paid me in t-shirts and CDs." That was his joke that the nigga used to do on there.
Right.
And then, but what he did with that role was crazy. He went and did Rush Hour,
Money Talk.
So he went and got paid off of the role. Do I think he regret being in it? To some degree.
Why would he regret it? It put him on the map.
I mean, look what he did afterwards.
Yes. I don't think he get. Do you think he gets Rush Hour if he's not in Friday?
No.
I agree.
I think Rush Hour got him. I think next Friday. I think Friday got him everything he was gonna get. Would he have been a star outside of Friday? I think so. Yes. Yeah, because he was good.
Yes.
He was good at what he did. But definitely the Friday role put him where he was.
It was crazy. I mean?
And I'm glad that they didn't do it. Don't do another. I was waiting on him to say he wasn't gonna do Rush Hour. I was gonna do Rush Hour. Hey man, they got a light-skinned nigga that'll do all these roles this dark nigga won't do.
Did you feel pressure? Because even though that was a different character, you were a comedian, replacing a comedian, in the franchise of Friday. Did you feel pressure?
No. I didn't feel no pressure because of where I came from, how hard I worked. You got to think about it, Shannon. I lived in New York for 10 years, man, doing $50 rooms, $25 rooms.
Damn.
You know, yeah, not making no money, man. You know what I'm saying?
So that true like some,
not making no money.
We had Roy Woods Jr. on. He's like, hey, sometimes, man, all they pay you in buffalo wings and drinks.
Yeah, well, I don't know where that nigga was performing. I always got a couple dollars for performing.
$20?
At least some gas money. Roy, where the f was you performing at when nigga gave you some chicken wings, nigga?
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before do something.
All right, y'all. So that was that segment right there. Hopefully y'all enjoyed that as well. So much great conversation between the two of them, and both of them actually having a conversation about things that I think that would be more than true. Okay. Y'all really should check out the whole live. I think you really will enjoy it. The entire sit down and conversation with them has so much knowledge and so much camaraderie. Two black men speaking with each other, you know, and it's funny because there's comedy. When you see like podcasts and interviews with comedians, it's almost like you get to watch like another version of a comedy show because they always gonna bring the funny to it. But they also have a lot of good things to speak on as well. Not just comedians, but some people in general. But like with Mike Epps, I love Mike Epps because every time I see him, to be quite honest, he is hilarious. But he gives people their flowers. He's not a hater. He don't hate on people. Like, even if it's other comedians and stuff like that might have spoke on him or come for him, of course you speak up and you respond, you know, you defend yourself. But at the core, like, he has no problem with giving individuals their flowers and compliments. And I really like that about him. I think he got like a really nice personality. And he's hilarious. We got to be real about it. But we're going to go ahead and take a quick song break. And then we're going to get into the last video. And again, our last video with Mike Epps, speaking with Shannon Sharpe. He's going to be talking about working with Beyonce and Whitney Houston. So we'll get into that. That's going to be pretty interesting to hear. I think you guys would like to hear it as well. Let's take this quick song break and we will be right back.
Lights are lit through the smoke. They call the last, calling out where I go. You feel that? Yeah. The air's getting thick. Don't have to say a word, I can read the signs. Your shadow on my body, tracing all the lines. Your friends are gone, my ride is canceled by design. So what's the use in even wasting any time? Got that look in your eye that I know and I like. Got that heat between us and it's ready to ignite. I'm not asking permission for the rest of the night. This is the after hours. Forget about the sleep, boy, you can
a talk about, give me a talk.
The party done, but at my time, now you hear that. Body language tell me say you really want that. No need for talk, just put your hand for me contact. Me have a vibe where make you sweat and make your heart crack. From you see me walking, you don't have a plan, so stop the long talking. Be a big man, me no in the games, no in the back and forth. Just show me the way not to south. I shine, I that I know and I like. Got that heat between us and it's ready to ignite. This is the after hours. Forever, forget about the sleep, boy, you can have all of me. Unleash the hidden powers. From the center on the sofa to the sheets, lock the door and lose the key. Oh, this is the after hours. I wanna feel your breath on my neck, slow and low. We're ready to take control, make you lose it, you know. We can let the sunrise be our only clock tonight. Don't worry about the sun, just hold my body tight. After hours.
Oh, my.
Don't lock.
Don't laugh.
All right, y'all. So we are back from a quick song break. I hope y'all like that song. It's called After Hours. I made that one a little while ago. But yeah, it's really cool. It's got that nice, like Afro beats type style or whatnot, a little bop to dance to and get jiggy to. Anyway, let's get into this final video, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and put that up. This is going to be, like I said, it's Mike Epps and now talking about his experience working with Beyonce and Whitney Houston. So let's get into it.
Kim supposed to be in All About the Benjamin.
She auditioned for it.
Damn.
She
You was gonna be your wife or your girlfriend or
She
something?
was gonna be. It was. If you watch All About this, I think she was gonna be Cube's girlfriend.
But you've been in movies with, like, Whitney Houston was in with Sparkle with you, was she?
Yeah, I was in Whitney Houston's last movie, man. It was crazy to be in the movie because she was a lot different person in the movie world than she was in the music world.
Really?
Yeah, man. When she was on the set, she was really, really calm. She was really cool, and she was really serious.
Right.
And what threw me off with that, I was like, damn, this ain't the Whitney everybody be saying.
Right.
Because I think in the film world, she was a great actress. She was an incredible actress. She wasn't just a good singer.
Mm-hmm.
She was a performer.
Right.
And she just has some great energy on the movie set.
Is that, you get that a lot? Like, you get on the set, you have this expectations of someone, and what you've heard or what you've kind of experienced with them not on set, and then you get on the set and they're totally different than what you thought they would be.
Totally different people, man. And I done had some good experiences and bad experiences.
Really?
I mean, sometimes, they got a saying is sometimes you don't want to meet your heroes, because they're not going to be who you think they are. And that's a true statement. Everybody is not who they portray they are in show business. Some people are different people. You meet them and you like, damn, what an asshole. That's why I'm always cool. I try to be cool with people when I meet them and see them, because I heard all these stories before I got in the show business.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you did too.
Yeah. Well, people always ask me what such and such like. I was like, I just know what they're like around me.
Right.
I can't speak to if they see you or if they see somebody else, I can just tell you how they treat me. And people are like, well, I thought, well, I mean, what you want me? I mean, I can't tell you somebody that I haven't been around what they're like. I can just tell you how they interact with when I'm around them.
Right.
So you say she was really, really quiet. Did she ever sing on set? Did you? I mean, could she?
I tell a story. One day I was on my way to the set, and I had to always walk past the trailers. And I was walking past the trailers, and I heard Whitney Houston. Singing Mike, she was playing Michael Jackson in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And man, it sounded like they was both in there singing together. It blew my mind. Damn. You know, she was in there singing. I'm like, damn. So that hurt it, man. That really hurt me because I had just met her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did a previous video with her and Bobby Brown years ago, but I didn't get to meet her. This was the first time that I got to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
And oh man, she was such a beautiful person.
You think somebody could beat Whitney in a versus battle?
Hell no. Hell no. I doubt it. Shit.
But you was also on the set with Beyonce in Fighting Temptations.
I did a movie with Beyonce and Fighting. I actually worked with Beyonce on the Apollo. When I first did Showtime with the Apollo, Destiny Child was on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I seen them before they became who they were, man.
Did you know they were going to become that?
You know what? I was so nervous from doing that show. I didn't even pay attention to them. And then later on, I was like, damn, that's the girl.
That's them.
Yeah. On 125th.
You look at Beyonce Fighting Temptations. She was in, I think, Dreamgirls with Eddie Murphy. She was in the Austin Powers, one of the Austin Powers. Yeah. Are you surprised she's not doing any more acting? And then she's kind of focused on a music career and raising a family?
No, you know, the acting world is something you gotta want to do.
Yeah.
That's some shit that's
I think she feels scratch that itch and
yeah, acting is it's different. It's some shit you gotta want to do. It's a different parlay. It's a different hustle. Sitting in trailers and that shit is different, man.
It is. I can just imagine. I can imagine doing a movie because I've been on commercials and the commercial is going to be 30 seconds and you're there a day and a half. You're there a day and a half, maybe even 2 days. So I can imagine a movie that's going to be 120 minutes or 150 minutes. I can just imagine.
Yeah, it's a process. It's different. And it's different than performing on stage.
Yeah.
When you're when you performing on stage as a performer, whether you're a comedian, an actress, or a singer, you got control. That's your shit.
Yeah.
The acting, you sitting in the trailer waiting on them to literally call you and say,
okay,
it's your turn.
Yep. 5 minutes.
5 minutes. 10 minutes. Sometimes you sit in the trailer and they come home and tell you
can
go home.
Yep. Yep.
It's different. It's a different hustle. So
we gonna rap for the day. What you mean rap for the day?
I've been here all day.
We can finish this today.
Welcome to the movie world.
Someone that we had on the show that I know you're familiar with, Monique.
Yeah.
I love Mo.
I love Monique too.
She Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins, 3 Strikes, Bessie.
Yeah.
People have this perception of Mo because what they heard.
Yeah.
You've been around her in a more intimate setting on set, been around her a lot, probably been on tour with her. Yeah. What's Mo like?
Family. You know what I'm saying? One of them cousins or one of them aunties that don't bite her tongue.
Nope.
Gonna say how she feel.
Yeah.
But sweet, man. Monique, good people, man. Me and Monique, we did a comedy festival up in Montreal called Just for Laughs.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have no ride back home. And Monique and her mother and her brother, I rode all the way back to the States with them.
Damn.
Yeah. I rode all the way back to the States with them.
She is a very motherly person.
Yeah.
Because off camera, Brother Shannon.
Yeah.
You know I'm praying for you.
Off camera, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Brother Shannon, I'm praying for you.
Yeah.
Hey.
But see, she's another one. See, that's what I'm saying. In this business right here, people cross people in paths. People do shit and little shit like, like if we sitting under a table, right? Yeah. Say this is a table.
Right.
We at the dinner table and nobody can see me doing this to you. And you just jump and say, you kick my mother. Now, from everybody else's appearance,
They like, you overreacted.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
But that's what happens in this business.
Wow.
People nudge people the wrong way, and
they pretend like ain't nothing happened.
And you're supposed to take it and deal with it because it's me.
Yeah.
I'm the one. It's me now. You want to work now.
Yeah.
You want to be around here. So don't even say nothing about what I did that might have offended you. So if you don't bring it to me, guess what? I'm going to go publicly and talk about every motherfucking body in the business. And I think that, man, I'm telling you, that shit happens to everybody. You know, and if you don't address it to nobody, because what happens is when you get home and you're sitting around, you're like, that. You know what I'm saying? That's some bullshit. And you're really upset because you didn't check them right then.
Right.
So you go on a platform and just blast it.
Being in The Hangover.
Yeah.
I ask a lot of people, and some people like, hey, an audience is an audience, a funny joke is a funny joke.
Yeah.
But is there a difference between a black audience and a white audience?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Money. Craft service, shit. You can see a whole bunch of differences. Shit.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before do something.
All right, y'all. So that concludes the live. That was the last clip that I wanted to play for y'all from that interview. Again, like I said, if y'all have not seen it in entirety, you should go and check it out over on Shannon Sharpe's YouTube channel on Club Shay Shay. Watch the full interview. It's really good with him and Mike Epps. I just wanted to pinpoint, just a few of the little topics and whatnot there that they were talking about. I loved it because it was funny, but it also is very relevant. A lot of the things they was talking about are things that we can talk about and apply to a lot of stuff that goes on here, on this platform and in life, period. It's life lessons, and you can learn them from any place and space, whether it's two men sitting down having a conversation on a podcast, whether in a church, or maybe you're reading a book or an article. It doesn't matter. We can always learn something from somewhere. And, I love that. But I like the comedy of it all too, y'all. So I ain't going to get too deep with it. I thought it was hilarious and really insightful at the same time. I love Mike Epps. I think he's hilarious. One of my favorite comedians. All right. But, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. I didn't mean to hold you this long. I appreciate you for coming by and listening. I will get with y'all tomorrow. We got another live coming up. Y'all know we got some more political updates that we got to report on, y'all. We'll be back to the regular scheduled program. But yeah, I just wanted to do something a little bit different. But per usual, let me go ahead and end us out with a little bop. And I'll talk to y'all on tomorrow's live, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good rest of the night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever respectful time zone you are in. I hope you have a good rest of it. Thank y'all for joining. Talk to you soon. I'm out. Bye.
Man, I promise the camera's rolling even when I'm sleeping. Every perfect morning routine is a secret I'm keeping. Cause if I show the struggle, they'll call me the fake. Let's create the happiness for heaven's sake. I bought the new lens just to blur out the pain in my eyes. Spending rent money chasing the view lies. I'm addicted to the scroll, the validation's fleeting. The perfect videos was keeping my heart beating. Gotta stay relevant, gotta keep the clicks high. The algorithm leaves you out to dry. They want the vulnerability, but never the real hurt. Just a 3-minute drama that looks good on a shirt, yeah. We all playing roles of constant digital masquerade. Trading dignity for views, watching all real souls fade. Oh, when the screen dims down and the filter breaks, I'm telling you all for these digital stakes. Oh, when the trust fades out and the truth reveals. fall from my lips. Look at the comments, that's where the real damage starts. People tearing down dreams and tearing out hearts. Tearing out hearts, if you trip, they don't help you. They film the whole fall. The price of the click is the willingness to sell out us all. See, the government knows that division brings distractions. But we're fighting over trends and planning the next action. Calling out shields and sheep, but we are in the same pen. Fighting our neighbors instead of asking where, why, and when. They call it transparency, but the lens is distorted. We traded our freedom for content that gets reported. A perpetual loop, outrage designed to consume the collective attention trapped inside a digital room. Oh, when the screen dims down and the filter breaks, I'm telling you all for these digital stakes. Oh, when the trust fades out and the truth reveals, you gotta unplug the wires and see how it really feels. This is how it really feels.
You tuned into the right place. Welcome to the rain. Golden Queen. H2.0. Let's get it.
You're looking for a diamond, found a treasure in the rough. Tired of all the noise, cause you finally had enough. I'm here to build a movement on a mission for the nation. Dropping gems of knowledge, killing all the hesitation. We fighting for the truth, yeah, we fighting for what's right. Building unity and shining up a brand new light. It's a variety channel, but the vision's crystal clear. Pushing us all forward, conquering the doubt and fear.
Yo, welcome to the Queendom. H2.0 on your screen, with the content's real and smart and funny in between. This is more than just a stream, it's a platform for the change. Time to elevate the game and rearrange. So if you're ready for a vibe that you can feel and trust, joining in the movement is a definite must.
This ain't just another channel talking smack behind the screen. It's a spotlight for the creators, building up of the scene. Spreading radical love, that's the message in the code. Helping everybody carry up a heavy load. From social justice issues to the laughter that we need. Planting seeds of progress, watch them grow from just a seed. This is authentic, this is raw, this is everything you saw. Welcome to the battle that is truly being fought.
Oh, so come with your respect and see the real effect. Cause I protect my own right here on the throne. Don't make me unleash the dragon. You've been warned.
Yeah. Don't make me unleash the dragon. You've been warned. Yeah. Don't make me unleash the dragon. You've been warned. Yeah. Yeah. Golden Queen H2.0. The movement starts now. Go ahead. Hit subscribe, ring that notification bell. You don't want to miss a thing. Welcome to the family.